After the death of Shyamasundari Devi in 1906, the Holy Mother became practically the mistress of the family. But she found that with the growth of their families, the uncles were developing their own separate interest to the neglect of the common family, and that this was leading to endless bickering and quarrels among them. Finally, as the only way to restore peace, she asked Swami Saradanand to come over to her village and arrange for the partition of their ancestral properties. It was on 23rd March 1909 that the Swami arrived at Jairambati on this work. To arbitrate at a partition is never a pleasant duty for anyone, much less for a highly spiritual personage like the Swami. But he considered it both a privilege and a blessing to be of service to the Holy Mother and to carry out any of her commands. Possessed as he was of great powers of mental detachment, he spent much of his time in talking about the Master and in editing Swami Vivekananda's Jnana Yoga, while attending simultaneously to the demarcating of landed properties and mediating in the bitter quarrels that arose in the course of partition among the uncles. For example, all the documents were in the custody of Uncle Kali. Uncle Prasanna, however, thought that he had an equal right to be their custodian, and in the course of a sitting of the parties concerned in the partition, he tried to snatch them away from his brother's hand. This resulted in a scuffle between them, and Swami Saradanand had to come between them before they could separate and resume their seats. Under the able arbitration of the Swami, the bickerings of the parties were finally silenced, and the partition of all the properties, including houses and lands, was effected. The Holy Mother was at that time asked where she would like to stay at Jairambati after the partition. Her reply was, "The Master used to say, rats make holes and thus provide places for snakes to live in. I shall stay a few days with Prasanna, a few days with Kali, and so on. In fact, until a new cottage with a thatched roof and mud walls was built for her in 1915, she used to stay mostly with Prasanna Kumar, the eldest of the brothers. She did so because this brother had by his first wife 2 young daughters, Nalini and Maku, and his second wife was too young to bring them up. The Holy Mother took up the responsibility of these 2 young girls, and in latter days one found them always in the group of relatives who formed her train when she moved from one place to another."